Well, I've always said that the Brexit is a tragedy. I'm convinced it is bad news for the Netherlands. It is bad news for the European Union as a whole. And I'm certain it will turn out to be bad news for the British as well. But it is a decision they have made, and it is something we have to deal with. So our approach has been to make sure we get a Brexit as soft as possible, because that is in the interest of our people. But at the same time, do everything that is possible in terms of preparations for a hard Brexit.
Yet we've already seen many companies, multinationals as well, moving some operations to your own country. It doesn't seem you're saying this is a silver lining. You're saying this is a no-win for everyone.
I truly believe it is a tragedy. It is the second largest economic power leaving the European Union. Potentially it is the most important military power in the European Union stepping out. And for the Netherlands, it has always been a critical ally on each of these dimensions. So it is a big loss. It is true that companies are coming to the Netherlands, and of course that is good news. But it is a small bit of good news in a much more bleak picture if you look at the overall consequences.
And it comes at a time where there are other risks facing not just the European Union, but especially the Eurozone bloc as well. I mean, we're talking about 20 years on from the Euro project. Many are asking what can be done to reform it, to improve it. That's something you're working on. Some of the changes that you've helped put on the table here seem necessary, but are they sufficient? Would you like to see more done?
Well, it's a very good question, Nancy. And unfortunately, I think we're insufficiently prepared for a next crisis. There is much more that the countries in the Eurozone and in Europe as a whole need to do in terms of being prepared for the next crisis on a national level. So making sure they balance their budgets, they push through reforms, but also at a European level, there is more that we need to do.
When you say not as prepared for the next crisis, I mean, we're looking ahead to the ECB's latest meeting as well. I've heard some CEOs say they're worried the ECB is not as prepared as some other central banks are for the next crisis as well, if you consider the tools at their disposal, if you consider the slower European outlook. Does that concern you?
Well, I think it starts with countries in the Eurozone making sure that they've balanced their budget and that they build sufficient buffers for the next crisis. And if you look at the numbers, you see that there are some improvements, but they're basically caused by the good economic weather that we've enjoyed in the last couple of years, rather than by reforms. And that is the thing that, to me, is the clear obligation that all politicians in all the member states have towards their citizens, making sure they're prepared, because we don't know when the economic tide is going to change, but at some point it will come.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.